I wanted to talk about how little empathy a true pathological narcissist or sociopath has. Now, I'm not talking about like people come on and always say, not everybody's a narcissist, and not everybody is. People might have narcissistic traits. Maybe they give people silent treatment, so they have one of the traits from narcissism. Or maybe they have black or white thinking, or they get angry. And they have a couple traits from these different disorders, but they're not a full-blown pathological narcissist. I actually dated a guy. He admitted that he was a narcissist. He was sadistic. He was a pathological liar. He was a covert malignant narcissist. Very passive-aggressive. They have zero empathy. When you're in the love bombing stage with one of these narcissists, if a female or a male, this is how heartless they are. You could cut your leg off to declare your love for them. You could sell everything you have and let them know that and move across the country. You could sell your house for them. You could uproot your family, change school districts with your kids. They love bomb you and everything's great, so you move the whole way across the country or into another country for them. Spend everything you have. They have zero empathy. Just like we think of celebrities, we think of them a certain way in our minds, and we think they're wonderful when we know everything about them. Even though we've never met these people, that's what a narcissist, man or woman, do with us when they first meet us. They really think they're in love, and they're obsessed with you, because they love how you're making them feel about themselves. There is a cycle. There's a love bombing stage, it's usually 4 months, then devaluation, and devaluation, a good way to describe it, is just like we picture a celebrity we love in our mind. My son loves that rapper X, the one that got killed in Florida, and if anybody tells him something bad about him, my son gets angry because he has this perfect image of that rapper. He won't hear it. He gets really upset. He does that with he kind of like idolizes a few famous singers and songwriters, and that is one of them. He'll get really upset if somebody talks about him. Well, a narcissist takes a snapshot of you similar to that. They don't like when you deter from that snapshot they have of you in their head. So in my case, around 3 months, I told him no, and he kept giving me silent treatment and putting me through all kinds of abuse because I said no. He couldn't hear of that. He was trying to get me to comply, to be like what he imagined in his head. And then that's whenever devaluation started. I started getting tons of abuse, tons of silent treatment, because I went off of his fantasy of what I was about in his mind. He couldn't control me, so they will leave you and start cheating with a new supply. So during the love bomb, you might sell everything you have, buy a new house, and once they go into devaluation, whenever you ruin that fantasy they had about you in their head, they emotionally detach. They start monkey branching, mirroring, and love bombing the new supply, and you'll see it right in front of you. You'll see them changing into the new supply, saying they love everything they love and they're just like them, just like they made you feel in the beginning. Just if you did something and went out of your way for the narcissist, this is when you're going to see their zero empathy. They'll leave you for that new supply, and you could be like, I sold my house and moved across the country for you. You could move across the country for them. You could buy a new house for them. And once they go out of devaluation and they start love bombing the new person, they won't care. That is how little empathy they have. They do not care, and they will leave you for the new supply. Once the fantasy was broken in his mind, and he was mirroring and cheating with the new supply behind my back, and if you sold a house for them or bought a house for them, moved across the country, cut your leg off for them, if you did anything for that narcissist, they don't even care. And what they'll do is they'll do mental gymnastics, kind of like Lee Hammock says. They'll say something, they'll feel a tiny bit of guilt at first, and then they'll say, well, you said you wanted to move anyways. And they'll say something like that to make what they did to you okay. They could ruin your entire life. They could make you lose everything you have And that's why they're so selfish too. Whenever you loan them thousands of dollars, most of us don't have tons of money and will loan a parasite narcissist money and they'll never pay you back. How many men or women had a narcissist never pay you back? That shows their little empathy right there. They don't care. You might have just been making your bills and you really could have used that money. And you were a really empathic, sweet person and you loaned them money. They don't care. That shows their zero empathy right there. They don't pay back money. They, a lot of times, don't care if somebody's pregnant. They don't care if people have miscarriages. They don't pay their child support. It all shows the zero empathy that these pathological narcissists have. I don't mean to hurt anyone saying that. They do not care what you sacrifice in your life or how much they damage your life as long as they get what they want. They don't care what happens to you. They don't care what happens to their kids or your family. A female or male narcissist won't care. They don't care how much they hurt you. The other way that they don't have empathy is a lot of times when they think the grass is greener and they want to cheat with a new woman or a new man for a little bit, they're only thinking of themselves. They think the grass is greener, but they still love a lot about you. So what a lot of these narcissists will do is they'll monkey branch and start cheating with someone for certain reasons. And then whenever it doesn't work out, they never want to totally get rid of you. They want to have that man or woman on the back burner. Because you're too good to let go, they like to breadcrumb you, make you fall in love with them, and then they start cheating with the new supply. Or in my case, he said, let's be friends, and I told him no. I said, I'll never be your friend. And then the other thing he tried was, maybe we'll get back together in a few months. He wanted to cheat with the new supply and then jump back to me afterwards. So these narcissists have no empathy and they're completely selfish. A lot of times you'll notice that you're always the one paying for flights and paying for hotels to see them. And besides the love bombing stage, you're the one always getting out your card to pay for things or always paying bills. They have no empathy once they start cheating in devaluation, and if you gave up your whole world for them, they don't care. Please drop in comments below if this happened to you. What all you sacrifice for a relationship with a narcissist. Please name things below in comments if you're a man or a woman, what a narcissist did that greatly hurt your life. Did they take money? Did they make you buy a house and move? Change school districts because you were hoping to start a family together? And they have no empathy when they breadcrumb you and they still call you almost every day when they're cheating with the new supply because they don't want to lose you. When that doesn't work out, they want somebody to run back to. They love how attractive you are. They love getting money from you. They love getting sex from you. They love getting attention from you. They don't fully want to lose you. They just have no empathy and they're selfish. And at this moment in time, they can't control their impulse and they want to cheat with someone new. So that is one of the reasons why we go no contact. I make all my content for men and women that have suffered through toxic relationships or narcissistic abuse. You'll see links up top to my music. I write country and R&B music. If you like this content, please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you, anyone who leaves a comment below. I really appreciate it.